Hello everyone, welcome to the first webinar about accelerating material research by uniting our efforts. This is a project of Material Pioneers and Young European Catalysis Network. This will be a series of webinars. We already set up 4 of them with different topics, all about collaboration and research. I'm already going to give you a few information about the coming webinars right now. First of all, you have the possibility to comment and make questions on the right side of your screen. We will collect the questions and if possible, we will answer immediately. Otherwise, we will send an email right away, right after the presentation. We also created a paper where we want to collect all your ideas about coming webinars. So you will receive a link with this paper where you can just write about topics you want to listen about or also volunteer to host a session. We're going to wait 2 more minutes to make sure all the participants are up and running. Okay, I believe here we are. It's pretty weird because I cannot hear you. But yes, I will introduce myself. Hello everyone, I'm Alessandra Soro. I come from Italy and I've always been fascinated about communities, especially the way they can boost your possibilities to make an impact. Well, I'm not a researcher, but I'm here because I work on facilitating community development. My first approach to communities was with the grad program, where I volunteered since I was young. Well, you can tell I was young from the picture. It is my first camp as a teacher. Here, having an effective community means a lot. It can mean saving lives. Unluckily, in 2009, I had the chance to evaluate if my community was working. In the center of Italy, there was a devastating earthquake. Some of you probably recall that. Thousands of people needed help immediately. Well, I come from the south, so my group did not have a lot to offer, but we managed to send all our volunteers food and tents in less than a week. We can say that our system worked because people were highly motivated, trusted each other, and because we shared a mission that went way beyond personal interest. A few years ago, I moved to the Netherlands, looking for a way to contribute to the energy transition solution. And bit by bit, I realized that working with researchers, it is the right place to be if you really want to make an impact. And this is how I decided to become the Material Pioneers Community Manager, because I believe this is where we can make history. And about history, well, in the past months, we've all experienced radical changes in our lives. Researchers in the world are all uniting efforts and knowledge to address and find solutions for this pandemic. Well, this is necessary, and we can only do it together. And this example of multidisciplinary cooperation within different fields and nationalities should always be conducted in research. Right? But it's not. And even though there are amazing examples of collaboration that led to great results. And well, there is one case that for me is very interesting, and we know too little about that. This is the case of Wikipedia. A great example that openness pays back. Wikipedia was born in 2000 to give everyone access to accurate information. But the elaborate multi-step peer review process made the content generation just too slow. That's why in 2001, Wikipedia's founder decides to make the website open and enables everyone to contribute with their knowledge. Well, now Wikipedia is the largest encyclopedia in the world, with 5.2 million pages, thanks to its hundreds of thousands contributors. But have you ever wondered who are these people and why do they do it? Because, well, I always do. And that's why I looked for it, and I realized that some of them upload images or help others to do so. Some work on history articles, some clean up grammar, and yeah, some others work on reverting vandalism. Well, whatever one decides to do, every Wikipedian is a valuable member of the community, because they're contributing to the never-ending mission of informing people. Giving free access to accurate information to everyone into the world is possible only by enabling everyone to share their knowledge. And this is just what moves Wikipedians. And I find it pretty inspiring. Well, as inspiring as the Human Genome Project. This is another big case in history where we realize that joining efforts is easier if the mission is clearly shared. Well, the Human Genome Project was an incredibly ambitious project to determine the base pairs that make up human DNA. The project, formally launched in 1990, involved 20 institutions in 6 countries and was the largest international collaboration in research. After millions of tests on any type of person everywhere in the world, the Genome Project achieved its goal just in 2003, with 99.99% accuracy of the DNA sequence. And here we wonder, how did they manage to organize an international research project in 1990? Well, it's hard now, but no wonder how it was in the past. Well, the goal of the research was pretty much shared by every individual in the world. Finding out about the human DNA is a mission every scientist wants to contribute to. So making the mission clear and relatable is key to involve people from the beginning. And here we are talking about success and ambitious projects. Here we have the Young European Catalysis Network, UCAT for the French. It's a new network for graduates from both academia and industry who are active in the fields of catalysis. Their goal is to build a vivid and diverse network to share knowledge, get inspired, and connect current and future generations of young professionals in catalysis across all Europe. Well, they want to jointly address societal and technological challenges. And here we are, Material Pioneers. Well, this is the first picture we took together. And well, Material Pioneers is a community of researchers from different fields with a common mission: develop new materials to boost the energy transition. We know our goal is ambitious, and this is why we have to connect with research networks which share our mission and work together. Soon, we will be able to host a platform to share information and experimental data. Everyone will be able to share and download them. We know this is a big shift in the way researchers are used to work, but we also believe that sharing information and data is one of the most powerful resources we have to speed up the material discovery. In fact, in the past years, the demand for new materials has increased exponentially since companies, research groups, and institutions depend on them to solve some of the most climate change and the energy transition. The discovery and development of novel materials in the field of energy are most essential since they will enable the transition to a low-carbon future. We just have a problem that we are running out of time. Material development takes 20 years on average to go from the lab to the market. And considering the current situation, we all agree that this is just too slow. And in view of the current climate crisis, this is time we do not have. So we need to speed up. And in order to speed up material development and reduce the cost associated to it, we need a real shift in the way the scientific community approaches the solution. We need a change in the way we collaborate, look for partners, share data, and process information. Well, we need a paradigm shift in the way research is performed at the moment. Everyone is talking about paradigm shift in science, but what is that? A paradigm shift is defined as an important change that happens when the usual way of thinking about or doing something is replaced by a new and different way. Discovery can't really get going until most of those working within a field agree upon a new way of doing things. And before this happens, everyone is doing their own thing in their own way. And you can't have the sort of collaboration and teamwork that is characteristic of professional science. Well, we from Material Pioneers believe it's time for a shift. But in the end, this needs to be your shift. Because the Material Pioneer community has been set up to provide support. In the coming weeks, we want to facilitate collaborative and informative sessions together with the Young European Catalysis Network on different topics. The first topics are already set, and you can read them here. We have on April 24, sharing data and standardizing, and we have in May, best practices in high throughput material research. But we need your help to think of other topics. So, as I said at the beginning, we created a Dropbox paper, fully editable, where you can suggest topics, volunteer to host a session, and start a discussion with the whole community. So if you have questions, you can either write to this info@materialpioneers.com or write on the paper where everyone can see your question and answer. So we will send you an email with the link right after the webinar. And now it's your time to contribute. What would you like to say? I will give you a few minutes to write down questions. And I would like to thank you. This was my first webinar. I'm really happy we went through it together. And I'm looking forward to hear from you and to see what you think about it and what type of topics you would like to address. We really want to be an open discussion, so please contribute. Thank you so much, and have a nice afternoon. Okay, I'm collecting a few questions from you, and we're really happy that you give us some feedback. I will come back to answer your questions extensively via email. Some of them are really interesting. So thank you so much. I will also post the answer on the paper. So every person that made a question personal, and also we will publish the answers on the shared paper. So please look it up. And thank you so much for joining the session.